Hey guys, welcome to the review and results show for the March 1st, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. My name's Dan and I review each and every AEW show. That's everything from Dark Elevation to all of their pay-per-views. So if you missed the show and you want a quick recap or you enjoy watching everything, you want a place to talk all things AEW, you can do so right here. So please go right below this video, click that like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell. It won't let you see past, present, and future reviews that I do, but also helps others to find my channel. And without any further ado, let's get to the review. Kicking off Dynamite is Orange Cassidy defending his All-Atlantic Championship against the Firm's Big Bill. And Orange really did lay on those mind games real thick early on, rolling all the way through the ring and then out of the ring, but that would only last for so long until Big Bill was finally able to catch up to him, and he really, and I mean really, beat the hell out of him. He even chokeslammed through a table at one point. He really dominated throughout most of this match, but that would only last until right when he went after Danhausen. That would allow Orange to take advantage, hit a Slumdog Millionaire, a few Orange punches, and even one from the top rope to finish off Big Bill and retain his All-Atlantic Championship. Then after his match with Evil Uno last week, we see Jon Moxley backstage really just bleeding all over the place. We see a shot at the ground to see how much blood he's bleeding. Sure, hope he's okay. After that, he probably had to lay down or something, get cleaned up at least. But he does say that he does this because he likes it, and he warns Hangman about what he's going to do to him at Revolution, really hyping up their match just that much more. Solid segment here, but Hangman would respond later on in the show. After that, we have the Elite coming out for an entrance, presumably to maybe address the House of Black, maybe to talk a little bit about that, but the lights immediately go out. We hear them getting beat up, and then the lights come back on with the House of Black holding all of the Trios Championships. I was really hoping some sort of singles match between these guys before their match at Revolution. Maybe some sort of brawl that we could actually see, you know? But I guess this will do. Even though I'm all but certain the Elite will retain at the pay-per-view. It should be a fun match, probably the match of the night, but we'll hear more from the House of Black later on in the show. Up next is the Face of the Revolution ladder match featuring Ortiz, Eddie Kingston, Air Fox, Powerhouse Hobbs, Action Andretti, Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and a debuting Commander, of course, with Samoa Joe on commentary watching everything. This match had a bit of everything with a lot of high flying, people being thrown around by Powerhouse Hobbs, and with him being the hometown guy, the crowd was very firmly in his corner. You had Commander walking across the ropes, flipping onto everybody, and even doing a shooting star press onto Air Fox. Poor Air Fox took a lot of punishment in this one. Takeshita would give him a Blue Thunder Bomb. Of course, I'm talking about Commander. Daniel Garcia got involved, allowing Sammy to do a Swanton, his Jeff Hardy moment, off of a ladder, because, of course, it's a ladder match. You know Sammy's always going to be doing something crazy in a ladder match. But it is Hobbs with the help of the refs, because they really need to help him, because he had to climb to the very tippy top of that ladder. I'm not really quite sure why they couldn't get him an actual ladder. There was actually some footage online with him really very scarily trying to get down, like he didn't really know what to do there, but safely got down as he is the face of the Revolution. After the match, Wardlow did try to confront Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe sneaked off while he was dealing with some security, and you had Powerhouse Hobbs sitting by the ring, holding the ring in his hand, just like, man, I got time, I cannot wait. I really hope they pull the trigger on this. Give, well, Wardlow's probably going to have to win the match, but give Powerhouse Hobbs that title, give him all the titles, because he freaking deserves it. We would then go backstage where Renee is standing with the Best Friends and unfortunately has the unfortunate medical update that Trent and Chuck will not be able to compete in the Battle Royal tonight, making me think, oh, is this where they're going to announce, or going to be a surprise entrant, or it's going to be an empty thing that's not going to be filled towards the end of the show, and maybe we'll see these guys make their return. But no, Danhausen interrupts her, saying that him and Orange Cassidy can be in it. Orange was very unenthusiastic about it, as he is about most things, but he was still in a lot of pain after his match with Big Bill, but does accept and will be replacing them in the Tag Team Battle Royal. Again, I really wanted to see FTR make their return here. Maybe they'll make their return at Revolution after the tag team match to make their challenge known. We'll just have to wait and see on that, and wait and see on how the Battle Royal goes later on in the show. Then is Pretty Peter Avalon trying to get his revenge in a match against Chris Jericho, and credit to Peter here. He went right after Chris with forearms, chops, and just about everything else he could think of. He even got a few near falls. Really, I do mean this credit to him because he's really good and he really should get more time on TV. Hopefully, we'll see him involved in more things on TV later on in the future. But of course, this is Chris Jericho, so he hits a code breaker out of nowhere to get the win. After the match, he would go after him with the bat, which would prompt Ricky to try to make the save. But of course, it's JAS, so they come down to beat him down to soften him up for their match at Revolution. We would then hear from Hangman about his match with Moxley at Revolution. He says this match is all that he has left to lose and Mox can't take anything away from him, that he'll be the one left standing at Revolution because there's only two ways out. You either live or you die, and he's not done yet. Fantastic promo here. It makes me more excited for this match. I fully expect for Hangman to win in a very, very bloody match because, of course, it's Jon Moxley, which should make it that much more fun. After that, it's Renee who welcomes down Christian Cage to the ring, and Christian says that Jack Perry will only win a title over his dead body, and that he will be the one that will be champion in 2023, not Jungle Boy. He says his real problem with him is that he treats his business like a video game. Pretty damn good thing there, because that's something Christian used to do. Great hypocritical line there for a heel to say. He also had a very brilliant line after that. In contrast to the whole video game aspect from Jungle Boy, he says that he treats his business like an ATM machine and he's gonna milk it dry. Such a great line. So good as he challenges Jungle Boy Jack Perry to a match at Revolution. Lights go out. Man, lights really went out a lot on this show. And we would see Jack Perry digging what looked like a grave. And a video plays of their history together, history of their feud and everything that happened before it. And the last shot we see is Christian's headstone sticking out of the ground, presumably to make everybody think that Jungle Boy Jack Perry is going to put this feud, going to put everything between him and Christian to bed here. It's going to be done for good. Jack Perry's no longer playing around, and I'm very excited to see how this match goes. We would then go backstage where Toni is standing with the Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And they talk about their match at Revolution and about how Toni Storm is facing Riho, both two former women's champions, and Saraya will never be one herself. Saraya can try what she wants, but they will be watching and waiting. More on that later on the show. We then go back to the ring where Hook is defending his FTW Championship against Matt Hardy. And we would see Hook in control until Ethan decided to get involved and throw him into the ring post on the outside, which would allow Matt Hardy to take advantage and kind of have a bit of a back and forth, but mostly be in control throughout most of this match. We would then see Hardy going for the win, about to hit the twist of fate, which would allow Hook to have a brilliant reversal to lock in the red rum that would get Matt Hardy to tap almost immediately. That means Stokely must face Hook with the firm banned from ringside in a no DQ match. Once again, we would go backstage and we would see the House of Black looking so damn cool. I mean, come on, look at that picture. That's so freaking cool. They are so cool. I love the House of Black so much. But he does say that the Elites on Sunday have already lost their titles. They dropped the titles on the floor, and Julia says we'll see you Sunday. Again, I know that the Elite are probably going to win this. I know it's probably also going to be match of the year as well. It's one of the contenders for it, but I hope that this is not where this feud ends and we can see it continue. Back in the ring, and now it's two former AEW Women's World Champions with Toni Storm taking on Riho, and Toni would go right after her, and every time Riho would gain any sort of control, Saraya would be there to cause some sort of distraction or even hit her behind whenever the ref was distracted. But of course, that would bring out Jamie and Britt, as they would promise that they would do, and they were going to try to prevent any sort of cheating. But unfortunately for Toni Storm, they would be the ones who cheat here, who cause a distraction on Toni, allowing Riho to roll her up to get the win. After the match though, Toni would go after Britt, and Jamie would go after Saraya, which would bring out Ruby, who goes right after both Jamie and Saraya. And once again, not picking any sort of side. This match should be great on Sunday. My heart says Ruby, because I really want her to win this match. But my brain says maybe Jamie, but also maybe Saraya, because I think maybe they might try to do the thing where Ruby ends up finally siding with Saraya and Toni Storm and lets her win the title instead, and that will be the story going forward. Then we hear from Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes, who say that the Mogul affiliates are going to find out that they don't like playing games and that they're naturally limitless. Love that line there, love that combination, and that they'll remember their names. I love it. I'm really looking forward to their match on Rampage. I was hoping for a Swerve versus Keith Lee match at Revolution, but I kind of feel like maybe they're going to be pushing past that, and that's what they're doing. Maybe they'll have this feud blow off at a special Dynamite. It's now time for the Revolution Tag Team Battle Royale, which we would see new teams enter every 60 seconds, or about that, I guess, which end up being... it would start off with the Dark Order and the BCC. We would then see La Facción Ingobernable, Lucha Bros, Aussie Open, 2.0, Top Flight, The Kingdom, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, and The Butcher and The Blade. We would see Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and Josh Woods end up getting involved going right after the Lucha Bros. Maria accidentally getting super kicked by the rest of the Kingdom. Dark Order getting eliminated and then causing the BCC to get eliminated, continue that feud. But we would then see Danhausen eliminate both the Butcher and the Blade, who are trying to eliminate Orange Cassidy themselves, and they will qualify for the match at Revolution. I was really hoping to see the Butcher and the Blade when it was getting down to just a few teams there. It really seemed like maybe they were going in that direction, and I love the Butcher and the Blade, and my fingers were crossed for them, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. After the match, though, we would see Triple J, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett go after Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, which would cause the Acclaimed to make the save. It's now time for the main event segment, where it's Bryan Danielson and MJF, and Danielson cuts a phenomenal promo here. He talks about everything that's happened between him and MJF up until this point. Talks about fighting literally everything from depression to the Authority. Really like that reference there. And that MJF better be ready to fight for a full 60 minutes. And that if he does it, he's going to kick his effing head kicked in. Of course, I'm censoring myself there. They certainly did as well. It was a fantastic way to end this show. We normally see matches, so it's nice to see a bit of a change every now and then. I fully expect MJF to retain. I don't expect it to be clean by any means. Certainly by some shenanigans, maybe getting the Firm back to help him, or maybe a bigger surprise. And that was AEW Dynamite. What did you guys think about it? Please let me know down in the comment section below. Matches of the night. Certainly that ladder match was a whole hell of a lot of fun with people just flying everywhere. And of course, Hobbs winning was fantastic. But of course, I have to mention Orange Cassidy and Big Bill. That was a lot of fun too. Great way to open the show, and nice to see Big Bill in that spot. And with that being said, if you did enjoy today's review, please go right below this video, click that like button, the subscribe button, and ring notification bell, because it will let you see past, present, and future reviews that I do, but also helps others to find my channel. So thank you guys once again for checking out this review, and thank you guys for being all elites.